This is the Justice card. The numerical is 11, which signifies the number 1 and the number 1, which is action-oriented cardinal fire, initiating the master, which is basically lawlessness that is creating a law within no jurisdiction at all. So when we depict this, it is trying to create balance. That's why we have the 1 and 1. It could symbolize a pillar, which we have 2 pillars in this tarot card that's symbolically trying to represent balance of some sort on each side. So here, this tarot card symbolically is representing this equilibrium of power that is basically shielded behind a curtain. So this is an unforeign sense of a legislative branch, jurisdiction that is a invisible entity, which is an amorphous thing that can't be identified behind the scenes, trying to regulate some sort of balance in order to make some sort of system that does not truly exist. Because here we have above, we have a representation of somewhat of a sun, a luminary type of symbol that is basically above a drape that sets behind this hierarchical figure that is personifying this sword in its left hand on the the left side of this tarot card, representing clarity of some sort, or the ability to make decisions that are, again, the major arcana fated. And here in this hierarchical type of embodiment, that this object, which is a person that is sitting on some sort of pedestal, is holding in its right hand on the left side of this card scales that is trying to balance something to be thought of within this construct of it holding up the sword representing air, thought. So now we have this hierarchical figure, this human, which is just an object, an image, that is draped in red. So the red justifies a sense of power. It is covering the full body. And it also has a cape as an extra layer of invisibility, a cloak of some sort. Because again, this is a legislative court type of law that is hidden within this amorphous entity structure that does not truly exist, that has some sort of delusionary power to implement change. So here, this figure is wearing a crown, which signifies some sort of power that is covering the third eye. So it's not a sense of power that is realized. It's a sense of power that is hidden by the facade of structure that doesn't truly exist. So again, we have this concrete type of presentation that is supposed to signify a strong sense of foundation in regards to the justice system that is basically already configured by the clarity of what is to be balanced, which is not for the individual, it's more so for the so-called collective, which is represented by the yellow on top, and the individual, which cannot be seen, is cloaked and wearing a crown covering the third eye ability. So this card, when you want to read it in the tarot, you're going to basically use it as a way to create some sort of law, system, jurisdiction of some sort of courtroom type of environment that does not truly exist, that is thought of in a setting that is not in a personal, private area of one's existence. So this justice system isn't actually fair. It's actually just put in place because it is to make something that is private public. So when you have a private public type of involvement, that would be fascism. So when you have a private public type of relationship going on, partnership, this is fascism, to orchestrate something that is not at all equal. This is to get along, to go along with some sort of narrative. So it's basically covering up the individual and creating this false sense of collective, which is explaining that there is the urge to copy, to relate in a sense, to imitate. So when we read this card, we need to be very careful, because with the Swords card comes a lot of contemplating energy, and there needs to be there needs to be caution when it comes to blending in the energy of the suit of swords or anything related to the element of air. And that is the Justice card. Blessed be.